So this is Bob Coppedge, and it is end of day one, or close to it, of ChannelCon here in Atlanta, sponsored and put together by CompTIA, and a busy day, and actually a busy night last night when I first got in. A couple of things that's been happening, as I've mentioned before, I'm on one of the committees, one of the development committees for CompTIA, specifically helping to create content and value for partners to improve the value that they bring to the channel. And one of the things that we collectively did was we actually approved a guide for how vendors can come up with more effective practices so that they can work with through the reseller chain for organizations like Simplex-IT and other MSPs. So it was cool we finished that up. We also went over and decided what we're going to do for next year, second half of 24 and first half of 25. And we're actually going to focus on what we're calling a three-legged stool of events, and that is working with basically MSP vendors and MSPs and organizations that sponsor events, because right now our channel is saturated with events, and some of them are better than others, and some organizations are better at demonstrating value, i.e. vendors, and some organizations are better at consuming the value, i.e. MSPs. So we're going to try to come up with some standard ways to help organizations do a better job. So cool on that. That was pretty much the entire morning. The other thing that happened, I had some good conversations with a couple of folks about IIoT options, and because we're investigating, really kind of getting a lot stronger on that side of the fence. And also had some really good conversations in terms of some of the AI tools that are out there, not only from the standpoint of enhancing what MSPs do, but also our clients. And as you know, we've got an event coming up in August, on August 29th to talk about AI and really talk about showing some examples of using AI. So this was really helpful from that aspect of it. And then I went out to do a virtual golf event that was sponsored by one of our vendor partners, ConnectWise, where I had some good conversations, really talking about something that Simplex-IT excels at, and that is creating our own marketing content. Cassie and Haley do a fantastic job, whatever. And actually, I'm going to be part of a panel discussion that's going to be talking about that sort of thing. And so it was really great to talk with not only MSPs, but also some vendors as far as how we do things and do we actually succeed or not. So there was also a lot of other conversations that I had with MSPs and with some of the vendors, talked with some about financing options for clients who might want to lease or, option to buy equipment, that sort of thing, and also with some of the security vendors that we partner with. All told, valuable, got some action items that I'm going to be able to take away that's really going to help us do a better job, as we're always looking to do, of delivering the goods and contents and services to our clients. So that's just day one. Tomorrow, that's another day. Talk to you then. So it's the wrap up of the second day of ChannelCon, and as you can see, not quite in a hotel here. Now, actually, we're at the Atlanta Aquarium, which I believe is one of the largest aquariums in the United States, if not the world. And it has to be because it has, among other things, whale sharks. Now, whale sharks are actually the largest fish on the planet. Whales aren't fish, boys and girls, but they're also the most peaceful critters on the planet. And I've actually gone snorkeling with whale sharks. They'll probably deny it because, whale sharks are a little bit snobbish on that sort of thing. But still, it is absolutely amazing how cool they are and all of the other creatures here, creatures including a lot of MSPs. So what else did I do today? So first of all, I had some really good conversation with some vendor partners about industrial Internet of Things and some opportunities that I think you'll be hearing more of over the next couple of months as far as Simplex-IT goes. And also actually guested on ConnectWise's podcast, and it was made a little bit interesting, and if you watch the podcast, you'll see why. And then also took part in a panel discussion with about 75 in attendance or so, with the question for managed service providers of what is preferable in-house marketing, such as what Simplex-IT has, or outsourced marketing. Then actually we have a little bit of that as well, because Cassie and Haley and Julie and Cindy, we also rely on some partners to help us develop some of the non-unique content that we do. So that was a lively debate, but it was not really a debate. It was good. honest opinions about best practices and all that. So all of that stuff was really good, plus had a really good keynote presentation that I'll also put a couple of notes on with a different video on that one. So all told, why this conference for me? One of the things you have to understand is, first of all, I'm a big believer in CompTIA's mission, and there was some great keynote information and announcements about what CompTIA is going to be doing as far as new certifications and new subsets of existing certifications. You ready for A+? What about A+? Well, one's a capital A, one's a smaller case A, and some enhancements, including announcements of some AI certifications and all of that kind of good stuff, as well as enhancements to existing data certifications. So CompTIA's no slacker on that, and remember, they're vendor neutral. So that was cool. Plus, there was also some keynote stuff that went on. And what else am I missing? The thing that's also great is that the vendor area is unusual. If you're a member of CompTIA, a vendor company member, you can have a booth at this conference for free. Well, you pay for the membership. And also, you can only get a 10 by 10 booth, which means that you get to see vendors you will not see at any other conference, and you will also not be overwhelmed by any individual vendor. So it's a great combination, and this is why, honestly, all kidding aside, I make the ChannelCon conference, aside from my commitment to work on the committees, essentially I'm here because this is a unique event. So that's what I got. How about you? So ChannelCon 2024 is over. Thank you, CompTIA, for putting on a great conference. And I always try to summarize to folks what I get out of it and what I give into it to these conferences, because quite honestly, it helps me make sure that as a professional for our organization and for our clients, when I spend the time and more importantly the money to go to these things, that there's value being both shared and delivered. And I honestly do enjoy ChannelCon as one of my favorite conferences. First of all, again, it has one of the highest concentration of managed service provider vendors, owing to the nature of the beast, which ends up being that I get to talk to a lot of vendors I wouldn't otherwise talk to make sure that Simplex-IT is providing as strong a set of tools as we possibly can. Today, meaning Thursday, there was a great panel discussion talking about just that vendor relationship and all of the processes that we as managed service providers, what are the best practices in terms of us making sure we're getting the best bang for the buck, and as important, if not more so, that our clients are getting the best bang for the buck. So that was great. Also, there was a couple of workshops. I did a guest spot on another podcast. I actually recorded a couple videos for some CompTIA materials coming up. Had some further discussions with some of our vendors, both on IIoT stuff. Again, you're going to hear a lot more of that sort of thing, as well as some of our security partners, Southwest being a big one, of course. Nailed down some presentation stuff that we've got going on later in August, specifically on the AI side. And bottom line is made sure that the relationships we've got are good and strong. Also talked to a bunch of MSPs about what we're doing as far as both marketing standpoint, as far as content creation and delivery, also some of the ideas that we've got in terms of, like what we do for the holiday stuff, the like, and really the whole, of course, the co-managed side of things. So I feel very strongly that Simplex-IT is maintaining that integrity of we share. We try to help everybody in this world, in the managed service industry, both vendors and as well as other managed service providers, because we're all in this together as we deliver the best services for the best value for our clients. Anyway, that's pretty much it. My flight leaves at 7, and like I said, it's about 10:30 at night. Probably have a little bit more conversation with some folks, and then it is off to bed, boys and girls. Catch you later.